Hey guys, so just a little forewarning you. When it comes to this video, just letting you guys know, my turnbuckle picture, my thumbnail picture means nothing. Okay? I'm just tired of using my face as a thumbnail. But it doesn't have any specific meaning or any deep meaning or anything like that. Alright? I just follow a fan page that has all Bella pictures and everyone knows that I'm a Bella fan, so I figured it'd be appropriate, especially since I'm most likely going to talk about the Bellas at least once per video. So, but there's no real significance. I'm not going to talk about what happened on Monday. I feel like it's just going to open up more shit, and I'm not trying to deal with it. So, I gave my thoughts, and that's that. Once I get more information, probably on Monday, I will talk about it in my Raw and SmackDown review. But other than that, I'm done with it. Now let's get on to these comments, because there wasn't really any rumors for real that interest me other than one dumb one that I feel like was fake. So I'm not gonna talk about it. This comment was about fans basically freaking out about WWE bringing 4 Attitude Era guys for Saudi Arabia, and I totally agree with this comment. The comment says, "Why all the freaking out about using legends for these shows? The way some of you are commenting, you think they're doing 10 matches with Attitude Era guys and having 6-minute pre-show matches for the current guys. It's one match, 4 guys to entertain the Saudi Arabia prince." Perspective, please. So, people are freaking out about Saudi Arabia and all that. First of all, I don't know why people are so freaked out. Like, not even trying to be funny, because I understand certain points, but at sometimes people realize that WWE is a business. And they have been promoting one show. And they have been promoting one match. One. And that is the match that was announced, the Raw after Hell in a Cell, because of the Hell in a Cell main event. Other than that match, there hasn't really been any big promotion for Saudi Arabia. Not like that. And some people are mad that the women are doing it and all that, but I'm just like, not trying to be funny, but here's my perspective. We had technically 3 women's matches at Hell in a Cell. The mixed tag, which I count as the women's match, and the 2 women's title matches. One which was the co-main event of the pay-per-view. At Super Showdown, we have 3 matches. The 6 tag, that's most likely still going to happen if Liv is okay. The regular tag, which is for the return of the Iconics, and the SmackDown Women's title match. Then, we have TLC, which is most likely going to have a couple women's matches. We don't know yet. Then we have a whole pay-per-view that is dedicated to the women. I really don't think the women fucking care about Saudi Arabia. I really don't. Especially considering that they got a big payday for the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure they're going to get a big payday for this. I'm pretty sure the women don't mind not having to go to a country that oppresses them. I'm pretty sure they don't mind, being able to stay home for a couple of days, not being able to work, being able to travel, see kids, and do all that. I'm pretty sure they don't care. I feel like fans care more about that stuff and make a big deal about the stuff more than the people that actually work for the damn company. Like, as much as y'all don't want to admit it, y'all are not backstage. Y'all do not know these people. Like, people were mad that they left Darren Young off of that one show, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure Darren Young's not mad. Darren Young would have been killed if he went over there, because they hate gays. And they kill gays. It's like, perspective, please. It's probably going to be one match, a tag match between The Undertaker and Kane versus Triple H and Shawn. It's one match. That's most likely That's most likely going to be happening at the Saudi Arabia show for a prince that's given WWE 45 what million? Like, I'm sorry, but if someone's giving my company 45 million, you bet your ass I'm going to give them the superstars that they want to see. It's one fucking match. It's not like it's 10 damn matches. It's one. And all of the guys are involved with each other. Like, please, perspective, logic, thinking. It works. It helps. But yeah, I definitely agree with that comment. This one was about evolution, and for some strange reason, someone is mad that someone thinks that the NXT women and the Mae Young Classic women shouldn't be on the card, and I agree with this comment when it comes to that. The NXT and Mae Young Classic women are active stars as well, like Diana Perrazzo, I think is her name. She is, I think, an NXT superstar now. So, you know. And I'm not intending to be a snob, but when they include Sayo, Tony, and Kairi Sane, you better believe they should be featured alongside the main roster. Just like if they had a tag team show, I'd want DIY and Mustache Mountain on the card. Even since it was rumored, it's been clear that Evolution was a showcase with a little bit of everything. This has some dream matches and some actual stories like you're calling for. So, basically, I don't know what the guy's issue was, but I totally agree with that comment. And then someone said that the showcase only has like is only dedicated to the women of the past, but I'm like, not trying to be funny. This match card already is giving us the continuation or the finalization of a NXT storyline, the final of a Mae Young Classic, which is the future, a dream match, and a past legendary rivalry, and a past match with Legendary Divas. Past match with Legendary Divas is Trish versus Mickey. It's Mickey versus Lita. Dream match is Trish versus Alexa. Continuation or the end of a feud for NXT is Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. And showcasing the future is the Mae Young Classic finals between Toni Storm and Io Shirai. Before Wednesday, you cannot promote the NXT match because it wasn't aired yet. It got aired Wednesday. That's why it was announced. Okay? Mae Young Classic isn't done yet, so it can't be announced just yet. But we all know that the finals is going to happen at Evolution. Okay? And with certain matches like the Raw Women's title match and the SmackDown Women's title match, we know what's likely to happen, but WWE is always changing their plans. So they can't build that until after Super Show. Like, not trying to be funny, but they've built great stories and great pay-per-views in a month. I think they could do it with Evolution, especially since they don't want to piss off the fans that are already there and that spent money and time and shit on it, okay? And then you have people saying, oh, I want a Bianca, but it's like, these same people that are saying, I want a Bianca versus Kairi Sane are the same ones that complain about no storyline development. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler is a fucking story that has been going on for months on NXT. The finalization of it should be at Evolution. I want Kairi Sane versus Bianca too. But for people that complain that WWE isn't continuing stories, they aren't putting a storyline on the show, they're the same ones that want a non-storyline that will probably be a great match to happen. And it's like, dude, I do not want Kairi versus Bianca if not for a storyline. I don't. Because in my opinion, that will hinder it. Kairi Sane versus Bianca is a big story that they're probably going to go for next. And I would rather them build it up than to them just blow it off in this match simply because you like Bianca and not Shayna. That's stupid. And it shows that you don't really care about the women as a whole. You don't really want women's storylines. You want the people that you want, and you won't accept anything less. Like, fucking dumb. Um, uh, duh, duh, duh. This is about possible women tag titles and things like that. Some people thought Nikki would be gone after her Evolution match versus Ronda, but like the rumors have stated, with women tag titles being introduced at Evolution, I think the Bellas will stick around for much longer, considering one would have to think the Bellas will be involved in the matches that can come to start the women's tag title. I figure a few months after Evolution at least, considering the very good chances of the tag titles being introduced at Evolution. It looks like WWE has been prepping it for a while. It seems true considering the way WWE has been pairing the women recently. The Bellas, the Riot Squad, the Iconics, Bayley and Sasha, Nia and Ember have been used as tag recently, as well as Naomi. That doesn't seem purely coincidence now. Not to mention, we could very well see Alexa Bliss and Mickie James paired as a team as well. And more teams to come, of course. It just needs to be a floating title between the brands because there's not enough women for it on just Raw or SmackDown. But if both brands can compete for the title, oh yeah, and obviously Sonya and Mandy Rose as well. Totally agree. Totally agree. I feel like I very do feel like women tag titles is a very big possibility. I definitely feel like the Bellas will be having a run with those titles before they leave. Me personally, I feel like a great story would be for them to retain the titles. Would be for them to face the Iconics at WrestleMania. Um, So yeah, but I definitely see the Bellas winning the titles before they leave if the titles do happen. So, and with how many women are in NXT and from the Mae Young Classic, you can bet your ass that there's gonna be way more women coming up and being introduced. And me personally, I feel like have it be an all brand type of thing. Have it be defended against Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and maybe even UK. Who knows? But have it be an all brand thing because it'll keep the titles fresh, it'll keep the feuds fresh, and it'll get people more interested in each and every show that they probably wouldn't have been interested in if not for all the brands competing for the title. So I definitely agree with that. Um, so there was an article that said that there was an article where this guy basically used this as a way to bash the Bellas, bash the Divas era, blah blah blah, say that they don't deserve to be at Evolution, blah blah blah, and the women went off on this person. Paige went off, Carmella went off, Gail, Havoc, like people went the fuck off on this dude, and I'm so freaking happy because just like when it happened with Dave Meltzer when it came to Peyton Royce, these women are done with men putting this fucking sticks. These women are done with these men thinking that simply because they're fat neck beards that gives them the right to judge them and to put this stigma on them, but yet completely let their faith pass by and, get away with any and everything. Like they're done with these men degrading them and trying to erase him and trying to erase history simply because they became a fan of women's wrestling in 2014 when it was cool to be a women's wrestling fan, yet they were the main ones that wouldn't watch women's matches for so long, yet said that their matches were bad. They were the ones that took a bathroom break, yet when they came back, they said, oh, that match was horrible when you didn't even see it. Those are the type of fans that this guy is. Turns out this guy is a baseball person. It's like, you should have stuck to fucking baseball then. If you don't know the history, and if you aren't one of those people that's been there from the beginning, you shouldn't speak on shit, because then this happens. You get dragged. And you get dragged because you deserve it, not because it was unnecessary. You deservedly got dragged, dude. And I personally feel like you trying to disguise this for your hate for the Bellas, or what the fuck ever, is bullshit, because it's like, no matter how you feel, they are a part of this and they deserve to be a part of it. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. They do. If AJ were to come back, I would be okay with that. If Sable, or if China, God rest her soul, if she was to come, I would be okay with that, because these are the women that helped. Whether it be their characters like Sable, whether it be their physicality like China, whether it be their storylines like AJ, the Bellas, and the Four Horsewomen, whether it be their matches like Natty, whether it be their personas like Stephanie, Melina, like, sorry, but multiple women helped. It wasn't just these women from NXT in 2014 that helped make this happen. No, there was shit way before then. Way before any of them was even thought of or heard of. So I'm sick and tired of fucking people trying to erase that fucking era simply because it wasn't cool to be a fan then. Guess what? I was a fucking fan then. And I'll be damned if fucking fat neckbeards want to fucking erase it simply because they don't like the people that was in it. That's bullshit. Do you think those women wanted to wrestle 2-minute matches? Do you think those women wanted to wrestle in bra and panties and motherfucking pudding matches? No. But they did it. I just watched a match of Stephanie McMahon fighting fucking Tenzai. I watched a match of Stephanie McMahon fighting fucking Brock Lesnar. She got her ass beat. Do you think she wanted to do that? No. But do you want to know why she did it? Because it was best for business, and it helped get her character over, and it helped with the storyline. That's why she did it. Do you think Nikki wanted to say, "I wish you died in the womb"? Do you think Natalya wanted to have a farting gimmick? Do you think that Candice Michelle wanted to be a stripper damn their character? No. But they did it. Why? Because it helped move them along. It helped the crowd connect. And because this is what they were given. They did the best of what they were given. And you know what? A lot of those women fucking rocked. A lot of those women were amazing. Just because you motherfuckers didn't want to pay attention doesn't mean other people didn't. Okay? I know plenty of people that are fans of just the women and don't give a fuck about the men. And not the women from NXT, the women like Beth and Melina and Michelle and Mickey and Tori and Candice and Victoria and the Bellas and AJ and Paige. Okay? I know plenty of women that are fans, that were fans of the division and wanted better for the division way before 2014 fucking happened. Okay? Way fucking before. Okay? John Cena tweeted out, "Give WWE women a chance" in 2011. This wasn't just some movement that happened 2 years ago. This has been happening since the beginning. Just because y'all don't want to recognize it or want to ignore it or pretend like it didn't happen doesn't mean it didn't. WWE literally just redid a whole fucking segment of the Divas era in 2010 on SmackDown this past week of Becky ambushing Charlotte and taking a photo shoot. That was a segment that Mickey and Eve did in 2010 for Maryse's rematch of the Divas Championship at Over the Limit. Okay? I remember shit like that. I don't forget shit simply because women are just now being given a great chance or are just now being able to show what all they can do and they're not being held back. I've been a fan of women's wrestling since before it was cool. When people dogged the fuck out of the women, I was a fan. So fuck the person that made that article, and fuck the people that defend people like him and think like him. Fuck him. And I'm so fucking happy that the women stuck up for the Divas era and stuck up for the Bellas and stuck up for every single woman that busted her ass in WWE before it was cool to be a fan of women's wrestling. Shout out to those women and those men, because the men stood up for those women too. Okay? Shout out to y'all. I'm so fucking sick and tired of these people that do not give a fuck about the women trying to dictate what the fuck a women's pay-per-view should be like. I'm so sick of it. So sick. At some point, y'all need to let it go. Y'all just need to like y'all men and leave the women alone, because in the end, y'all are not helping the women's revolution move forward. Y'all are trying to set it back. Y'all are trying to separate women instead of empowering them all. That is not what the women's evolution is about. It's about celebrating all the women. Because all the women played a part. Even the ones you don't like. Even the ones you think suck. Even the ones that may not have played the biggest part as others. They all, played a part. And for you to try to discredit that and try to shame them and try to say that they shouldn't be a part of something this big is bullshit, and it shows that you don't really know women's wrestling. You don't know the history. You only know what was, you only know 2014 and onward. You don't know the struggle or what happened afterward. And that's why I will never ever call you motherfuckers women wrestling fans. You're smarks. Is what you are. And that's not a fucking compliment in this case. It means you're a dumbass, sexist idiot. I am going to read a comment that I feel like sums up my thoughts on that article very clearly. The Divas era was one of which was not as supportive of women's wrestling as today's era. A lot of women were hired for their looks more than their talent. They were just trained, and they simply weren't given those same opportunities to succeed. Some of those women were lucky enough to still be in the company after the Divas era ended and have been given more opportunities. Much of the present roster has come in since the changes were made, changes to hiring policy, training, and what they were allowed to do in the ring. The Divas era through the present has women who were bad, women who could have been good under different circumstances, and women who became good later because they were given the opportunities to work hard to make the most of them. The Bellas, Nikki especially, but also Brie, are the latter. Women who worked hard to improve, even though I've said before I never thought they were bad. They've had the but because of the era they came up when, people automatically assume they're bad without actually watching their matches. They had the misfortune to come up in an era which was deeply unfriendly to women's wrestling, an era when when reality TV show gave them an opportunity to connect with the audience that the main WWE programming simply did it. Had they come up now, they would be far more fondly remembered, but they have to drag through the milestone of history. I, for one, appreciate their work to improve and appreciate the difficult situation that and many of their peers have found themselves in. Trying to down the Divas era, pretend it never happened, and the women don't deserve recognition is unfair. We don't want to go back to those days. We can still celebrate those women who wrestled then, and that continues to find space for them at events like Evolution. And on that note, deuces.